Hey Taurus, this reading is for you. We're shuffling the deck for your reading. We have our candle lit. We've invited Spirit in to help give us information about you for you. This is a general reading, so it is for the Taurus collective. I do one-on-one private readings. You can check that out in the bio, or there's a video pinned to the top of my content. You can look for information there as well. So, show us about the information that we want or that Taurus is looking for today. Okay. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What's happening for Taurus? Okay. Taurus. You're having a little conundrum. Taurus. First card, sorrow. So this is kind of where we're coming from. We're coming from the Mercury retrograde, so you may still be having residual things connected to that, right? Mercury retrograde is connected to communication, travel, electricity, anything like that. So you may still be having some sort of like delays. You do have the Hammer card here, which is about like delays, procrastination. It talks about being stuck, right? You also want to not be in victim mode because of what has been going on, right? This was meant to be a clearing out of energy for you, right? Stop trying to hold on to things that are no longer serving you, okay? Stop it. All right, this is a card that is connected to victimhood, stuff like that, right? And it's also a card about changing your perspective as well. That's why the guy is hanging upside down. Odin, the Buddha, right? They hung upside down from their perspective trees, right? In order to gain a different perspective on life. So that's what this really is about, right? So it's like suspended in animation, right? Changing your perspective around things like that, right? Because then you do have the Hierophant card, so you will be receiving a blessing. And it's interesting because you have the sorrow card here, right? This is usually sorrow due to lack of communication, miscommunication, imbalance between your head and your heart, right? Which is why you're changing your perspective, turning things around, right? And then you have the Hierophant card, and the Hierophant card is about it's about school, education, things like that, right? So could very well have been some sort of delays around kind of getting into schools, looking for schools, things like that, right? But this is a spiritual teacher, and it's about basically direct communication from somebody that's in spirit. So it's kind of interesting because you're coming from this place about miscommunication and not really hearing like spirit, not really hearing that information. You've been praying for something, not really getting the information. Now things are moving forward, you're getting the information here, right? And you're able to move forward here on your emotional journey, right? The Knight of Cups, these knights are action oriented people, so you're able to move forward more in a more emotional way, right? And it's interesting because you have the Ten of Wands here, which is about burdens, problems, responsibilities, it's difficulties, it's things like that, right? So you've been carrying these things, which is probably why there's this like sorrow here. Why me, poor me, right? And the victim card, all of that kind of stuff, right? But now you're able to move forward emotionally. Things are going to start feeling better for you, right? And this is about harvest, right? It's like this guy is heading to his house here. He's almost home, right? So it's like you're carrying your reaping the benefits of all the work that you have been putting in, right? And how things have been maybe like delayed because of the retrograde and stuff. It's like now things are getting better for you, right? And then you'll be able to rest, right? You do have the Four of Swords here, which is kind of like taking time out. It's also a card that says, hey, why don't you meditate, right? It's like, because you have, you do have these three cards up top, right? And this card down the bottom, right? So it's like, it's kind of taking time out and meditate, right? So they're asking, Spirit is asking you, meditate and see what your own problem is, right? See how you can move forward and kind of like reap the benefits of the burdens that you have been carrying, right? Why am I having these burdens? Why am I carrying these burdens? Why? What are they doing for me? Are they serving me anymore, or are they not? What lessons am I learning around all of these things, right? Like communication, right? Learning, education, right? What are the blessings that are coming with all of this stuff here? So, another person here heading in a good direction, right? It doesn't matter whether you're male, female, whatever. This does show a male, right? But it's like they don't have like female knights in the tarot, right? It's like Dark Ages, right? Whatever. Anyway, this is 2024. You can be whatever you want. If you're a woman and you want to be a knight, go be a knight. You know, call it something else. You don't have to be a damsel in distress anymore. You're moving forward here, right? Emotionally. And you do see this like river here, right? The stream. So it's like you're getting ready to overcome some sort of like emotional barrier here, right? So good for you, right? This is a knight. He does have these like wings up here, so there is this like communication, right? These are Mercury wings, so you are going to be able to move forward here in a better, faster way. Communication, emotionally, right? Things are going to start being more beneficial for you. So good for you. This is like you could very well be getting ready to try to take some sort of like vacation here too, right? Taking time out from your burdens, right? Maybe take some sort of a class in order to kind of help you with your burdens too, right? So, you know, if you're having difficulty with your job, with whatever it is that you're doing, right? Then maybe there's going to be some sort of a class or training program. This isn't necessarily a training program. This is more related to school education, things like that, right? So maybe you're advancing to a place where you're becoming a teacher, right? Could be either way, right? So you could be becoming a teacher, or maybe you have to like take classes, education, stuff like that. But this does look like you're looking for ways to be able to advance yourself somehow on an emotional level. So I would say good for you. Just looking at the numbers here, there are different kinds of like threes running around here, and you have fives. Threes are a number of creativity, fives are a number of change, right? This is a three, right? Three of Swords, but it's also the 29th card in the tarot, which today is April 29th, so there you go, right? But 29 is an 11, so this is actually a karmic situation that's happening for you, right? Some people also want to point out that there's rain in the clouds and stuff like that, right? So they're saying, oh, like the clouds will pass, right? A lot of times when the Three of Swords shows up, I say this is a card about like having faith. So, you know, A lot of it is like having faith in yourself, having faith in spirit. So good luck.